Welcome to the Serengeti. It is a vast and wonderful place in Africa. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai people. They are the local people who have lived here for a very long time. In their language, Serengeti means the place where the land runs on forever. When you stand here, you can see why. The plains stretch out as far as the eye can see. They seem to touch the sky itself. This incredible land is located in the northern part of Tanzania, a country in East Africa. It is a world-famous national park, a special place protected for its nature. The Serengeti is truly immense. It covers around 30,000 square kilometers. That is bigger than many small countries. It is not just one park, it is a whole ecosystem. This means that all the plants, animals, and the land itself work together in a perfect balance. The ecosystem includes the Serengeti National Park itself, but also nearby protected areas. One of these is the famous Ngorongoro crater. Together, they form one of the oldest and most important natural environments on our planet. It is a place where nature's ancient rhythms continue, almost untouched by the modern world. This land is a treasure for all of humanity. It is a place where we can witness nature in its purest form. Here, wild animals roam free across the open grasslands. They are not in cages or small enclosures. They live their lives as they have for thousands of years. The Serengeti shows us what much of Africa was like long ago. It is a living museum, a window into a past world. Visiting the Serengeti is like stepping onto a grand stage where the actors are lions, elephants, and wildebeest, and the play is the drama of survival. The importance of this place was recognized many years ago. It became a protected area to keep it safe from harm. People from all over the world come to see its beauty. They come to watch the animals and to feel the magic of the endless plains. The Serengeti is not just a place on a map, it is a symbol of Africa's wild heart. It represents the incredible biodiversity of our planet and the need to protect these precious wild spaces for future generations to see and to cherish. It is a legacy we must preserve. The landscape of the Serengeti is not just one type of scenery. It is incredibly varied and changes as you travel through it. The most famous parts are the vast, open grasslands. These are the classic plains that many people imagine. They are covered in different types of grasses that turn golden in the dry season. But there are also other areas. You can find savannas with scattered acacia trees. These iconic flat-topped trees provide shade for animals during the hot days. There are also rocky hills called kopjes. These granite outcrops are like islands in a sea of grass, and they are favorite resting spots for lions. The climate in the Serengeti is generally warm and dry. There are two main seasons that control the life here: the dry season and the wet season. The dry season usually lasts from June to October. During this time, there is very little rain. The rivers and waterholes shrink, and the land can look very parched and dusty. The grasses dry out, becoming a vital source of food for grazing animals. The sun is strong and the days are hot. Animals must search harder for water, and this scarcity often brings different species together at the few remaining water sources. Then the rains arrive. The wet season is typically split into two parts. There are the short rains in November and December, followed by the long rains from March to May. When the rain comes, the Serengeti is transformed. The plains turn into a lush green carpet almost overnight. The rivers fill up, and new life bursts forth everywhere. Flowers bloom, and there is plenty of food and water for all the animals. This is the time when many animals, like the wildebeest, choose to give birth to their young because the conditions are so favorable for survival. These changing seasons are the engine that drives life in the Serengeti. The cycle of rain and sun dictates where the animals will be and what they will be doing. The availability of grass and water is everything. The animals must follow the rains to survive, constantly moving in search of fresh pastures. This seasonal rhythm has shaped the behavior of every creature in this ecosystem, from the smallest insect to the largest elephant. It is this constant change that makes the Serengeti such a dynamic and exciting place to observe nature in action. The Serengeti is famous for its incredible variety of animals. It is home to an astonishing number of creatures. You can find what is known as the Big Five here: the lion, the leopard, the elephant, the rhino, and the African buffalo. Lions often rest in the shade of acacia trees or on top of the kopjes, watching the plains below. Leopards are more secretive, often hiding in the branches of trees. Huge herds of elephants move gracefully across the landscape, and powerful buffalo gather near water. The black rhino is very rare, but it is still found here, protected from poachers. Beyond the Big Five, the animal life is rich and diverse. There are tall giraffes nibbling on the highest leaves of trees, and speedy cheetahs looking for their next meal on the open plains. Packs of hyenas and wild dogs roam the savannas, working together as clever hunters. You can see hippos in the rivers and pools, and countless species of birds filling the air with color and song. There are also zebras, gazelles, impalas, and many other hoofed animals. Each animal has its own role to play in this complex web of life, making the Serengeti a complete and functioning ecosystem. The most spectacular event in the Serengeti is the Great Migration. This is the largest overland migration of mammals on Earth. Every year, more than 1.5 million wildebeest, along with hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, travel in a huge circle. They follow the rains in a constant search for fresh grass and water. This journey is a truly massive undertaking, covering over 800 kilometers. It is a dramatic and dangerous trip. The animals face many challenges, including predators like lions and crocodiles that wait for them at river crossings. This incredible journey is driven by instinct and survival. The animals move from the southern Serengeti plains, where they give birth in the wet season, north towards the Maasai Mara in Kenya. The sight of these enormous herds moving across the plains is one of nature's greatest wonders. The ground trembles under the force of millions of hooves. The air is filled with the sounds of the animals. The Great Migration is the beating heart of the Serengeti. It defines this landscape and supports the entire ecosystem, providing food for predators and shaping the very grasslands the animals depend on. Protecting the Serengeti is a very important job. This amazing place faces many challenges. One of the biggest threats is poaching, which is the illegal hunting of animals. People hunt animals like elephants for their ivory tusks and rhinos for their horns. To fight this, park rangers work tirelessly. They patrol the vast park every day, often in difficult conditions, to stop poachers and protect the wildlife. Conservation groups and the Tanzanian government work together to provide these rangers with the training and equipment they need to do their job safely and effectively. Another challenge is the growing human population around the park's borders. As more people need land for farming and building homes, the space available for wildlife can shrink. This can lead to conflicts between people and animals, such as when lions attack livestock or elephants raid crops. Conservation efforts focus on working with local communities. The goal is to help people benefit from tourism and conservation, so they see the value in protecting the animals. This includes creating buffer zones around the park and finding ways for humans and wildlife to live alongside each other peacefully. For centuries, the Maasai people have lived in and around the Serengeti region. They are a pastoralist tribe, meaning their lives revolve around herding cattle. For the Maasai, the land is not something to own. It is something to be shared with all living things. They have a deep cultural and spiritual connection to this environment. They traditionally lived a nomadic lifestyle, moving with their herds in harmony with the seasons, much like the wild animals. Their traditional knowledge of the land, the plants, and the animals is incredibly valuable for conservation. The Serengeti is important for everyone. For Tanzania, it is a source of national pride and brings in money from tourism, which helps the country's economy and funds conservation. For the world, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a place of outstanding universal value that belongs to us all. It reminds us of the beauty and power of the natural world. The continuing efforts to protect the Serengeti, involving rangers, scientists, and the Maasai community, ensure that this magnificent stage for nature's greatest drama will continue to inspire and awe generations to come. It is a shared responsibility to be its guardian.